Welcome to So You Think You Can Write, where we give a serious critique without taking ourselves too seriously. My name is Lindsay, and on the panel with me today is...
Melanie Jacobson.
Janette, Rallison.
Adrienne, Quintana.
Booher.
All right, and this is how the show works. I'm going to read a first page submission, and the rest of the panel are going to act as judges, and if they feel an agent or editor would reject the submission, they're going to hit the buzzer, which is very jarring and upsetting.
The funnest part.
But that's the way it works. All right, so today's submission is called Nightlings. Rebellious starlight and moon glow disrupted the multi-planed levels of darkness, canvassing the mortal...
Okay, the first sentence has to be really good. It has to hook the readers in, and I like the rebellious starlight. That was really good, but I felt like this sentence was too overloaded, and we need to be more simplistic.
It sounded like a Frank Sinatra song. I just wanted.
Can you sing it?
No.
Okay.
We'll try that at the end.
Canvassing the mortal world for the evening, stretching shadows across the landscape, wind tousled Knox's hair, carrying with it the coalescing scent of evergreen trees.
I guess this is the same thing Janette said, but I don't know what a coalescing scent is, and I don't think most people would either.
Okay. Evergreen trees, pine sap, and salt. Standing at the edge of the property of an uninspiring two-story house, he breathed in the cool air.
You don't get a buzzer. Keep going.
Okay. He breathed in the cool air, wet with moisture left over from that evening's rain shower. I was just kidding. You didn't have to buzz.
No, I decided to give it the full paragraph, but it's exactly the same issue. It's a little bit I would use it's a little bit fussy. Like there's simpler ways. Yeah, it's overworked. There's simpler. There are things that I see. Like I love that rebellious starlight. Yeah, that's a very interesting image. I haven't seen those two ideas together before. But something that should shine like that is getting lost in this idea of like coalescing sense.
You want it to feel like a real person would say these words.
Yeah,
and I don't feel like I know anyone who talks this way.
Yeah, I can't so many words. Exactly.
I haven't buzzed yet. I'm still with it because I like weather, but keep going.
Knox stepped onto the lawn, green with the newness of summer. He breached its shadows and disappeared from mortal eyes, exiting their world and entering the complex network of shadows all nightlings could travel through, leaving behind the wind and the earthy smells that had surrounded him moments before. All-encompassing darkness pressed around him, but it only took a few steps.
All-encompassing darkness. Darkness is just, I don't know. It's the same problem. It's just overworked. It's trying too hard with the language, but that's my opinion. Keep going.
Okay, so
has everyone buzzed? We've all buzzed. We should go ahead and finish it, though.
No second buzzes.
No.
The viewers.
I'm not going to promise.
Did you say the rule is we can't buzz you?
You can buzz me
if he's reading it wrong. If he's reading it wrong, you just.
I get to do it. Okay.
Or if you just want to buzz me because you don't like my shirt or something, you can buzz me. Absolutely. All right. All-encompassing darkness pressed around him, but it only took a few steps before he found the ingress he sought. Knox emerged from it and into Priscilla's room. Priscilla asleep in her bed. He moved forward, pulling the shadows behind him with him, cocooning himself in darkness, the perfect camouflage for breaking and entering. He had not snuck into Priscilla's room to steal away riches of the material kind, however. It was dreams he sought, needed, and Priscilla had the best, the strongest, drawing him to her more nights than any other mortal. Vibrant, sharp, and piercing, they were dreams any nightling would love to eat up. And Knox did. He stuffed himself full with their power, giving himself the strength he needed to go out into the daylight. Once sated, any leftovers he caught and stored in his catcher, waiting to be used when that strength failed.
So, I think the story starts like the third paragraph.
Right. I think we can just get rid of
the top two.
The top. Yeah, because
Knox
I
moving
liked-
forward, pulling the shadows behind him.
Yeah, I like
cocooning
that
himself
image.
in the darkness.
That
the
was a
perfect
good
humor.
image. Keep
That's
that
actually
one.
a very good, strong. If you just replace he with Knox and start right there.
I do like this. This writer is a very visual writer.
Uh-huh.
So like I was pulled in by all the words, but there's just too many to where
They
I
got
didn't know. It took
distracted.
me a long time to know where I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the thing that works for me really well here is that it's extremely imaginative. Like I feel like I see a lot of the same things. Like I can't tell you how many times an inciting incident and the stuff I read, because I read and evaluate a lot of contemporary stuff, is a car accident. And I understand why. That's something that immediately makes a change and everybody understands it, but like I see it all the time. And I see a lot of fantasy tropes all the time. But this, I know there's dreamwalkers and there's this and there's that, but this really feels very interesting to me.
Yeah.
It feels
And
dangerous.
so,
and
yeah.
kind of like he feels a little evil right away, which is awesome.
Yeah, so like you don't know what you're dealing with right here. Like is he the protagonist? Oh wait, he might be the bad. So those things I love, but it is getting lost in the language.
Right.
And if it depending on the genre, using words like sated, I mean,
If this is
that's a
young
cool
adults,
word. I love the word sated,
That's
but if
not-
it's a YA, you might want to leave that out.
Yeah, with the subject matter, it does feel like it should be probably YA fantasy.
Well, and there's an odd tonal shift too that almost in its way feels like a head hop, because through the beginning 2 paragraphs, it feels like we have a narrator.
Right.
And then we go into this tonal shift where
Right.
it actually kind of starts to get a little more casual, and we start to get really grounded. And I think we might. Like, I just am not totally sure whose point of view we're in.
Right.
I know it's third
Right.
person, but I don't know now
Right.
if we're dealing with a
And
narrator or
we're-
if we're dealing with a close third person, so it's a little...
we're not seeing any of Knox's internal thoughts.
Correct.
And I feel like I beat that drum a lot, but I think this could really benefit from, because it's just the narrator in telling you in really elaborate, elegant language what's happening, but we know nothing about him.
We know his goal.
Right.
We know
Right.
what he needs. We know he needs the dreams for energy, which is kind of cool how that was all told to us. But I agree that we don't know
Anything about him.
anything about
But
it.
there really are such great kernels in here. Like,
Yeah.
what are Priscilla's dreams that make them the best and the strongest? And so I have those questions that would make me want to keep reading, but I know I'm probably not going to want to work through the language to
Yeah.
get to mine
Right.
for the next.
I also felt like, I'm maybe just because I'm always looking for this, but I feel like that there could be some romantic tension between Priscilla and Knox, which
Yeah.
I'm hoping
I
there would
like
be.
that.
You're dreaming.
But
I'm like, you kidding me? He broke it in and then you like fall in love with the guy that breaks it into your house?
Peter Pan and Wendy.
Twilight.
Oh yes, Peter Pan and Wendy, Phantom of the Opera, the murderer. But anyway,
There's some strange attraction there.
That's
they
why
always
it's
fall for
fiction.
bad guys. That's my problem.
Right, but no, we don't know whether Knox is a bad guy or not because we're not in his mind at all. So put us in his mind.
He broke and entered. I don't know.
But it's because he needs dreams. He wasn't hurting her. He was drawn to her.
As far as we know.
Well, and I feel like some of the first, like the visual setting it up and all of that, kind of giving us the ambiance, I guess, could happen later.
Yes, agreed.
And then it would feel, once we know who our characters are, we know what's at stake, then they give us that, and we're going to like it with about half those words.
And again,
Just the most important ones.
This writer has a very good grasp of language and using language. It's almost literary. So,
It feels like this was a poem, not a story.
Right.
It's very strong. It's just, again, if it's YA, you go, well, I don't know that that's necessarily
Yeah.
what you need.
But
Yeah.
let me point out something that I think is really good, and I'll complain a lot on some submissions that we don't have a sense of setting, but we definitely have a very strong sense of setting in genre from this, and so the author has done an excellent job of
Right.
setting that up. We definitely have a good idea where the kind of the story is going as far as tone, setting, genre, and so he or she did an excellent job on it.
So should we vote?
We should.
You want me to start?
We are going to start with you. Yeah.
Okay, great. I'll start. I thought it was a great piece. Right about the third paragraph, I'm going to give it a set. So you go back and maybe do some polishing, but I love a lot of what you've done.
Yeah, and I'm going to give it a set too. I'm going to say use the Fruit Ninja and just like chop out some of that stuff that we didn't need in there, but leave the good stuff.
It's so beautifully written that I hate to give it a write,
But you're going to.
but I'm going to just because I feel like we need to be in this character's mind, and until we're in the character's mind, I don't think that the story will work. So
I'm going to give it a set because I think the story bones are there. I think the issue though is I feel the writer more than I feel
Yes.
the character.
Good way to put it.
Normally, I would give this a write because I feel that the language is off. I mean, it is higher than I think what most of the readers are going to enjoy. But the setting is so strong. I'm just going to consider that more of a tweak than an actual writing process. So I'm going to go with set. All right. Okay. And so that's it. Let us know. Did we get it right?
Comment below.
Comment below, or tell us.
Don't call us at home because we won't answer.
Yeah, we won't do that. So yeah, just let us know.
Oh shoot! Edit that out.
All right, and we'd like to thank Melanie for being our special guest judge on this episode.
Yes.
And until next time, get ready.
Get set.
Right.
This week's author spotlight is by Melanie Jacobson and is entitled Perfect Set. Bree Mercer is an ambitious sports reporter who has risen through the ranks to land her dream job, basking in the sun, sea, and seriously cute guys in her new singles ward. Things couldn't be better. That is, until she's assigned to write a feature on the one person she can't stand, professional beach volleyball player Cade Townsend. A typically cocky athlete, Cade's previous attempt to woo her was foiled by Bree's hard and fast rule, don't date athletes, ever. Cade loathes the media, and for good reason. When his hard partying ways were exposed by a reporter who claimed to be his friend, the scandal rocked his entire family. Now reformed, Cade has put his life back together, and he has no interest in talking to reporters, least of all Bree Mercer. But when the pair is thrown together, despite their best efforts, their chemistry is undeniable. They can't seem to put the brakes on their feelings until their connection threatens Bree's reputation and Cade's hard-won redemption. Now they must decide if there is a place for love in their plans for the future. That is Perfect Set by Melanie Jacobson. It is available on Amazon.com and is the prize for this week for making comments on any of our social media. So get out there and make some comments.
In addition to our quarterly prize of a William Shakespeare air freshener, we have additional yearly prizes.
That's right. We have a Get Out of the Slush Pile free from Shadow Mountain and also a first chapter critique.
And the same prize coming from Cedar Fort Publishing. So you'll get out of the slush pile with them and also the chapter critique.
Some great prizes we offer. Also, you can follow us at our podcast, Ready, Set, Write Podcast. You can find us on the internet. You can find us through Apple as well, through iTunes. And look for us on all of our social media. Also, look for our published books wherever good books are sold, because we do write occasionally, because that's what we do. And we'd like to thank Connor Blaylock for his technical support and helping us get this production put together.
I know the other book just walked behind us. Feel it.
He's probably going to bleep all this out. But anyway, that's okay. Thank you, Connor. And of course, thanks to you for listening. Please subscribe to our YouTube and to all the social media that we also subscribe to, and we're glad to interact with you anytime. Until next time,
Get ready.
Get set.
Right. Notice how we haven't asked anybody to find us on Snapchat, because I don't even know if you follow people on that or if you subscribe.
Snapchat.
Follow. None of us are on Snapchat. You're on
This isn't it?
I actually am on Snapchat, but just to
snapping,
follow my kids, because that's the only
If
reason.
you want to
All right,
find
so I
me,
have
your
the
best
subscribe
best is in the grocery store. That's where I am. At Twitter,
Really?
Facebook too.
You're in the grocery store? Which app is that?
Are you asking people to follow you at the grocery store?
You can find
No.
You can find Janette in the produce
Don't
section.
follow too close. Do your kids ever do that and like follow you with the cart and give you like a flat tire?
Just
Get away!
just don't follow Janette in the frozen food section.
No.
Stay away.
Unless you're a sparkly vampire.
Sparkly vampires can follow anytime. Hot policemen also.
This is all unusable. All of it. It's completely unusable, and yet we put it up here. So what does that say about us?
It says
We're narcissistic. That's what it says.
Subscribe.